Hello, welcome back to another episode of the Bonsai Blacksmith. Today we have the Gingerbush from South Africa. It's also known as the false mere tree. And I'm going to show you how we prune this and prepare it to become a bonsai, and also how to propagate the cuttings. Let's get started. I've been growing this tree for the better part of a year now. It's so top heavy in the pot that it's pulling itself over when the wind is going. So it's definitely time for pruning and time for its bonsai training. So let's get started on that. So looking at this tree together, you can see that there's a lot going on here. There's a lot to think about and consider. It's got a really cool leaf. That's one of the reasons why I'm thinking about this becoming a decent bonsai tree. I did my research, and it says it is a long-lived large bush, and it is deciduous. It does lose its leaves. It's also semi-succulent. It has succulent branches, which means it's very easy to propagate from cuttings, like other succulents are. So here we are. I'm going to reduce this heavily, I believe. I'm going to come right down to these points here. The trunks are big. We got lots of back budding already. And then I can use these other pieces for cuttings, and I'll show you how to do that. You can see where we got dirt on here. I'm going to brush that off before I cut it so it doesn't hurt the cutting edge of the snips. I did find my trusty toothbrush in the dirt a while back. So, again, looking at this, you can see all this back budding. I have a lot to work with. This is some of the damage from it falling. Man, it is a succulent, almost like a succulent leaf. It's very thick, very aromatic. So, for propagation, you want branches, little side stems, to make it so much easier. So I'm probably going to cut right below this node. Same over here. Probably cut. Got some back budding way down, but I'll probably cut right in here as well. Yeah, I think that's the best bet. I'm going to cut the big one with a saw. That way I don't crush the membrane. We got a dune buggy driving by. I'll wait for the dune buggy here. Alright, the dune buggy is driven by. So I'm going to cut right in here. Right above this branch. Like so. There might be some dieback, I'm not sure. We're going to learn together. So I'm going to cut this whole piece right off right here. I'd say it's fairly easy to cut. Oops, there it is. So there's that. So I'm going to save this for cuttings. I'll do that after I get the rest of this trimmed down. Give you a new perspective. Get a different angle here. You can see what we've cut off so far. I've taken this off so this can grow out. Put some cut paste on that. Now our next cut is up here, another big cut. If I can saw it, I will. I think I will saw it. You guys can see what I'm looking at here. Okay, good. Just saw right below the branches here. Again, that's for cutting purposes. I'm going to make a lot of cuttings with this. None of this is going to go to waste. There we go. There's two cuts, two big cuts. All right, there's a lot of back budding going on here, which we're probably going to allow to happen, and I'll tell you why here now. All right, so I've redone my work area here to do the cuttings next, and then we'll go back to the stump of a tree that we have left. This is Tetradenia riparia, and it's a bush that likes to grow along riverbanks in South Africa. And if we look closely here, we got these interesting branching going on. Now, unfortunately, we got branching, handlebar branching, which we don't even want in bonsai going on here, happening. So I'm going to take the larger of the two. I'm going to sacrifice this one, because what you should really do is get a cutting like this. That's how you want to make the cuttings on this particular species. You need this node. It'll shoot roots out of that and it become its own little tree. So I'm going to continue doing that. So a lot to go here. See, well, you're asking me what I would do with this. I'd probably go ahead and try to save that as well. I'm not going to say that entire section. I'm just going to cut that out. I'm going to cut that out and not lose it in the other ones. And that it can also become a tree. So there is hope. There's a lot I can go. There's a lot I can actually use here. And how far am I going to go? Well, that depends. How many trees do you want? So we cut that one out. Gonna cut that one out. I don't know if I want these little trees or not. I'm not sure the success rate of growing it straight in without keeping the node. I'm sure you can if you go deep enough. So maybe I will keep a couple of these to do that. But I am going to cut them back. I'm going to cut them back because they'll dry out very fast. Even though they're semi-succulent, they'll still dry out. Semi-succulent being the key word there. So I'll keep that as a cutting. That's still working on that. I'll throw these out. I'll throw those out. So this is what we have for cutting so far. All right, and I'm going to keep working on this. So here we have all the cuttings prepared. We have some with the nodes still attached from the branches, and then the more traditional straight cuts with the leaves removed to a certain point. So again, they are semi-succulent. The branches are succulent. The leaves aren't succulent, but have a lot of essential oils and properties that allow it to deal with the warmer or drier temperatures and climates. I'm not sure if my head is cut off in this. So I have the dirt prepared here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pots. I'm not sure. I have more than 9 cuttings. I think some are going to go into the original pot that I grew the mother plant in, like the long one here, for sure. And again, I'm going to just go ahead and stick this right into this pot, like so. As far as it'll allow me to go. Now you got to be careful. The bark on this plant is actually very loose. There's a lot of oils underneath the plant you want to be careful of. So I put that in there just like that. I'll bring these forward. I'm going to probably put some more soil in there. I'll do that now while I'm thinking about it. Put a handful of soil right into this. Help support that cutting. The original tree, I want to talk to you guys about that here after I've got the cuttings started. I want to get them into the dirt. This is another long cutting. This will probably not go on one of these. Go ahead and stick that into the soil as well, without breaking it. I'll probably just lean it for now. That'll be fine. These smaller cuttings will do better into the hole. We'll get the seedling troweling I forged. It'll help with that. Get that in there like so. Pack the dirt around it tight. So this plant also has medicinal properties, I am told. Good for things like coffee, anything dealing with a lot of coughing or intestinal issues like diarrhea. Apparently they make a tea from the leaves and the oils. So something to consider if you're into herbal medicine. Try to get this oriented so you can see what I'm doing. I'll give you a close-up after I'm done so you can see how far these are all planted. Trying to not let them touch each other, but I'm working with what I can here. Let me turn them a little bit. There we go. So the cuttings I know will work for sure, the ones with the node still attached. Those are guaranteed. I've done this before with some cuttings. I'm just not sure how it's going to react with the straight cuts here. So that's the new thing for me. And I'll definitely share the results on how that's going to turn out. So I'm going to go ahead and strip the bottom off there. I'll take this, and I think I can get away with just putting it straight in like that. That's in. Well, they definitely go in a lot easier than the nodes. There's not much holding them back. They don't have a barb on the end. You almost forgot this one, this tiny one. If you have any questions about this plant species or any other species that grow on the channel, feel free to ask me in the comment section or write me an email. You can find that on my page description. All right, there goes that one. Put that into the soil. Should have packed in, especially the small ones. All right, we're getting closer to the end now. This one in. Gonna have a whole forest by the time I'm done. This one go in. There's that. Should have done the middle first. My large hands and arms are not advantageous for that. Still got one left. What to do? Well, I got plenty of soil. I guess I can throw them in a pot. Let's do that real quick. If my bag will cooperate, that is. Yeah, there we go. That'll work. And there we go. All potted up. We'll give you a close-up on this now. Here's the gingerbush or fake myrrh all planted up, the cuttings. I'll be giving updates to show you how that all comes along. So let's go ahead and focus on, well, now I put these cuttings in the way, it'll be good fun. I might actually take these cuttings out for now and go ahead and show you what I'm going to do with this plant. Maybe I can get away from this angle. Let's do it from this angle. Alrighty now. Alrighty then. So, ignore the cuttings that I have in the pot already. This is a matter of convenience. So you can see that we have the two ends here that we need to seal, so we can do that first while we're looking at this tree. Now, we can see right away that there's two branches facing each other we don't want crisscrossing here, so I'm not 100% sure if this is one or two separate trees. I won't know that until I take this out of the pot. So I'm going to treat it like one tree for now. I'm going to put the paste on that one, nice and thick. I'm sure this would spawn just fine without paste, but I don't want it to get sick on me or die back too much. Those are the main trunks. I'm only going to seal the main trunks. So you can see this one here. Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and just take that off. That's gone. And not making cuttings with those two. They're not too small, but just I have enough of cuttings already. So now we got more space in there. See if I can. There we go. Give you a zoom here. I could probably see better through these two cuttings this way. Not really. I guess we're just kind of stuck there. I do a zoom up with the camera now. It was really hard to see from the mount, but now you can see what we're working with in regards to the tree. We've got some real low. I'm going to keep these as sacrificial branches. These one as well. This is what I'm hoping that it grow into the new parts of the tree. It's probably going to back bud very well. As you can see, it's already back budding, and that was without cutting. So that's one reason that encouraged me to think about it as a bonsai. And the two cuttings are in the back there. With all the other cuttings, hopefully we'll root and we'll have a bunch. Alright, so we have the tree all cut up the way we want to for now. Since it's still middle of the winter here in the southern hemisphere, we're going to wait until later in the spring to do the root work on this tree and see if it's two trees or one tree, and move accordingly forward from that information. Hopefully these cuttings root. I'll be posting in the future the updates of these trees, and consider liking and subscribing. And until next time, take care.